Hi guys, it's Sweety Pie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first time that you have seen my face. Hi, I'm Sweety Pie, aka Melissa, and this is my channel. I do mostly beauty reviews and a little bit of extra stuff here, there, and everywhere. I am thinking about going on like a 1 month no-buy right now. We will see about that. I don't know. The first is tomorrow. We will see how I feel. Anyway, today we are doing the worst products of 2018 in my books. Now, I am not a super negative person normally. I am just irregularly happy a lot of the time. I do work like a service job now, and I've noticed that people are always like, wow, you are so happy. I just like to be happy. I don't like to talk about negative things, but this bin right here is definitely the worst products I myself have tried in 2018. So we're going to talk about them, and we're going to talk about why. Now, like I'd say 75% of these are eyeshadows. Who would have thought? If you love eyeshadows, come on, come on, come on. Come on, subscribe to my channel. You will love it. I love eyeshadows, but I also buy a lot of eyeshadows. I also buy a lot of kits and sets and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a few products here. I kind of looked back in my videos to kind of see exactly what products I was using like more in the beginning of the year, and there was one really popular video that I'm going to talk about today as well. So if you guys are interested, make sure you stay tuned, make sure you subscribe. I know you've heard me say it, but you should subscribe, like this video if you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so of course I have a handy dandy list. A couple of these products, or no, one of these products I don't have anymore. I just put it in my empties and it was literally, I think, the worst product of 2018. So I'm going to leave that to the very end, but I'm going to try and start by base products first, and then I will go into the eye products. But I have two foundations in here. This one is definitely the worst foundation I have tried in 2018, maybe ever. Honestly, this is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, and there's actually a really sad story to this. So when I purchased this foundation, this is the color M15. This matched me beautifully, but every single time, no matter what I use with this foundation, no matter what, little tiny like particles of pigment will be all over my face, and they will be a bitch to, you know, to use and to like get all over your face. And it's so hard for me to show you like what I mean, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna grab a beauty blender. Give me 1 second with this foundation. So beauty blender, foundation. Let's see if it will do it. Oh gosh, I wonder if you guys can see that. There are little tiny particles all over my hand. See that? Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, as you're starting to blend it out, it's so difficult to get a smooth, pretty finish with all these little weird particles. The color was great. The coverage is really good. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with this, but this was definitely something that I just kept for this video, and I am either going to throw it out or try and find somebody that it works for. I have a girl at my work that I wanted to give some stuff to. I might throw this in. Anyway, another reason why that is so sad is because when I was going through my Instagram, I was scrolling through and I commented on one of CoverGirl's, you know, pictures on Instagram, and I was like, you know, has anybody else been having this problem? They sent me a free bottle, like to see if it was just that bottle. And that's the very first time a brand has ever reached out to me, which was so awesome and felt so amazing. But the same thing happened. So this is actually, I threw out the bottle I bought myself. This is actually the bottle that the company bought me and sent me in the mail, which is not something that ever happens to me. And yeah, I still don't like it. So I love CoverGirl. There are so many products I like from CoverGirl, and that just wasn't one of them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl. Not that they're watching. Another foundation that would be like further up on the scale, which I can make it work, but it was a very big disappointment to me, was the Rimmel Lasting Finish. This is the With Comfort Serum 25 Hour Skin Perfecting Full Coverage Foundation. A YouTuber that I absolutely adore, Emily Noel, she loves this foundation. She recommends it like crazy, and it's really heavy on me. And I love the Kat Von D foundation, which is like so weird that I don't like this one. I like it and I can make it work, but I feel like it really does sink into all my fine lines in my forehead, and oh, it just does not look amazing. Now, I can wear this on camera, super flawless, really full coverage, but as the day wears on, I know that this is gonna break up like crazy on me. I do find that one, powdering it good and then setting your face with a good setting spray, like the Cover FX High Performance Setting Spray, this stuff is really good for holding your makeup on. I don't love the like mister. I don't know why everybody says they love it. I gotta get used to it, but it's not like, it's a very fine mist, but it almost feels like you're not getting anything on your face. But I have noticed a very, very big difference in my longevity. Anyway, back to the foundation. I was holding it so dear to me because I wanted to like it so much, but I really don't like it that much. I just don't. Now, I know this didn't come out this year, but there might not be that many products in. Yeah, there's a couple products in here that didn't release this year, but I tried this year because I figured, what the hell is the difference? Anyway, the next thing is something from a brand that I really like that has had some controversy, and I don't want to chat about it. This is the Kat Von D Brow Brush. This is their number 75. I will give you a good look of it. So the bristles on this actually are supposed to be like chiseled apart. I'll try and find a picture. So they're supposed to be like, you know, chiseled apart a little bit, and she made this brush to be used with her Kat Von D Brow Struck. This is her Dimension powder. I like this powder quite a bit. It's really good for making those little hairs in the beginning of your brows, which is something that I really don't have any hair. Plucking, all those issues. Look at my brow video. I will post it up here. But this was supposed to be very good, kind of like another product, one that's in my favorites and one that's in this bin, kind of like that, but obviously in brush form so that you could use any product with it. I just found that these bristles are so thick and it's not precise at all. The bristles are really like, they're not cut perfectly. Where there's too little space in between all of the bristles. The best thing about these liquid liner brow pencils, brow tools, is that you can get this stroke and it looks like natural hair. With this brush, which was $22 if I'm not mistaken, I don't get it. And if I could return this brush, I think I probably would. Because even as a normal brow brush, it's a little bit thick. And every time I look at it and I think $22, I just cringe. So one product that I've loved so much from Kat Von D, this just was not it. And I was like so excited. No, nope, nope, nope. The next product I'd like to talk about, and this, I don't know why it's had so many views on my channel, but the Benefit Blush Bunch Trio, oh no, it's not even a trio. There are 6 little products, and each of these products are from Benefit's line. Now, I bought this even before Beauty News, and I will link their channel if I can remember, before they even did the video on it. And I had did my video, and I actually did like the products. I did. There are a few blushes that are like really scented, and like some of them don't really show up that well. I discussed that in my review, but like after seeing that video and finding out that the formulas totally have cat hair in my face. The formulas on all of the blushes are not the same formulas in the actual blushes. I understand like how they broke it down and they said that it'd be hard to put that formula into such a small pan, but then just don't do it. Me as a beauty blogger, I don't know if it would I don't know if normal people would care about it, but as a beauty blogger, I bought that set specifically because they were supposed to be that product. And I don't, like, those are really popular blushes, really popular highlights, really popular, like they have a lot of popular bronzing and face products. And that's what I wanted. I wanted a very small, so that I could reference to it if anyone asked me, oh, is this like the, is this like the Rockouture blush from Benefit? I don't know. Like all of these, like they're nice, they're not bad, but the only two that have the actual formula are the Hoola and the Hoola Light. Those are the original formula. So out of 6 products, 2 of them are actually the original. And that's just what drove me crazy about this set. It's not that they're not pretty, like some of them are a little lackluster. Dandelion, like, and it's weird too. They call this a brightening face powder, but this is a blush. Like, even though it's not that pigmented, well, you can barely see that. See? Like, even though it's not that pigmented, I myself could never use that as a brightening powder. Then you have California, which is one that I actually did enjoy. I've got that foundation on my... See that one? You can see pretty well. And then they gave you their brand new one, which was Gold Rush. I think this is the one that I really did not like the scent. And Gold Rush is just like a peachy with, not iridescence, peachy with shimmer in it. And then you got Rockouture. Yeah, Rockouture actually smells pretty good. And this was like the only matte blush in the whole thing. All the rest of them have a little bit of shimmer at least. And it's not bad either. Like, it's okay. But it's still a worse product because I was expecting to get little tiny versions of the actual product. I understand that Benefit wouldn't be able to do it, but that still pisses me off. Sorry to tell you. Anyway, the rest, I have one more face palette, and then the rest are eyeshadows. And then I have my pièce de résistance, my worst product of the year. So this. So, Clinique brought out the Get Cheeky palette this year for holiday, and I was so pumped for it. I really love their, what is it called? Goodness, I'm going to have to go get it. One moment. They are called their Cheek Pop blushes. This one is in Rosy Pop. And I have used this so much. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blush. So pretty. So when they brought this out, I was like, oh my goodness. Now, I had not seen it in person yet. Goodness. I don't know if it's my like little bangy bangs here or what that keep getting stuck in my lip gloss. The first time I saw this was on Instagram, and then I saw it online, and I passed over it. I had not seen it in person until I went to Sephora. We were like going down to the nearest Sephora is about an hour away from me, so we were going down to like go dinner or something, I can't remember. But anyway, we were going down to a town, like a couple towns over from me, and I went into Sephora and I actually saw this. Now, the first thing I thought was like, ooh, the packaging is not that great. And it really isn't. It's actually kind of terrible. I don't care that there's no mirror because I very rarely use the mirrors from palettes. It's just a thing. But it's like plasticky and kind of papery. They don't put ingredients or names or anything on the palette itself. You can tell it's kind of cardboard. Now, honestly, I love the like reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm not looking for like for instance, I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm not looking for this, but I don't know. I just was looking for a little more. Now, I think this was $37, but I was like, you know what? I swatched them. They didn't swatch great, but I figured, you know what? When I got my first blush from Clinique, I had to work into it a little bit. This palette's just kind of crappy. The only shade that I love is this one, which it doesn't have a name, but that's the only shade I really like. The other two are just lackluster. I don't know. If you have really light skin, you might love this, honestly. But let me... Oh, and then when I got my pan moves. Of course, the one I love the most, it moves around. Now, there's nothing in the back to show like you could pop these pans out, but this one is definitely like moving around. So I try to move the other ones around. Oh, you know what? They might be magnetized. That might be a freaking awesome thing. But I thought they were baked. Anyway, here are the swatches. I don't even know if you can get this kit anymore, but it was definitely like a year-end holiday release that kind of made me feel crappy. Alright, so we might as well go into this one that I just showed. This is the Too Faced Then and Now 20th Anniversary Eyeshadow Palette. I did a review on this. I don't think the shadows in here are terrible, but I absolutely hate that they have so many shadows that are infused with glitter. Glitter doesn't have to be in everything. You can just make something so shimmery that it's gorgeous. There are only 3 mattes in this palette, which is obviously a disadvantage for some people. I didn't even mind that, but it was so uncohesive and uninspiring. I don't know. And then they had like these 2 split pans. This was definitely one of the more like palettes of this year, in my opinion. Just like one that I was just like, oh great. And of course, when the holidays ran around, they had it on sale for half price. So it's just, that kind of shows you a little bit of what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a ton to say. I can link you to my review right up here. I just didn't like it, and I just don't like it, and I don't reach for it, and I didn't mind it in my review. I think that some people might really like it, but I'm just not into it anymore. Anyway, so the next palette we have is this is the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette. There's only like 2 shadows in here that I think are really awesome. The rest of the mattes are very lackluster. They're not that pigmented, very powdery. They're super soft though. Like, that is one thing. They're super, super soft. And I think you could definitely, if you were like someone that didn't like a whole ton of makeup, didn't like really bright looks, I think that this might be right up your alley. But I also think that like some of the shimmers in here, super flaky, super like you need a glitter glue or you need a really tacky base to make this work. So yeah, as you can see, like there are some matte shades, and of course when the drugstore brings out something like this, everybody gets crazy because like they had this really beautiful red, this yellow, and I'm just here to tell you that it's just kind of lackluster. I used it a few times and now it's like stuck in my collection, and I'm just like, I want to give this to somebody. Alright, so it looks like we are down to 2 other palettes. Now, I'm going to do this one first. This was from the end of 2017, and I think this is the very last time I'm ever going to mention this palette on my channel because I've done it quite a few times now. This is the NYX Metal Palette. Now, at Christmas, Matt's, Mom was wondering what she should buy me. I think it was maybe my birthday. And I was like, you know what? When I looked at these and saw they were $50, I was absolutely floored. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And I told Matt about it, and so yeah, I ended up getting it for my birthday and reviewing it, and I still don't like this palette. I think that the shimmers are good. I think you can create some really pretty shimmery looks with this. Obviously, there's no mattes, so you have to use a palette in conjunction, which I don't care about. It's just every time I look at this palette, I think about $50, and I think about what things I could have got for $50, and this just, it's not worth $50. It's not. I could have bought an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, or there's Juvia's Place palettes. This is not as good as Juvia's Place. And yeah, I'm just not, this is the last time I mention it, but it's just going out the window. Alright, now the last palette I have, I was really torn up about this one because I wasn't sure whether to mention it or not. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade palette, and I think I did review this palette, and it's not a bad palette. The mattes are beautiful. They're so stunning, but there's something wrong with the shimmers. I haven't pinpointed it yet, but they're just kind of odd. I don't know. And because of that and that alone, I just have not reached for this palette like at all. Because there's only four? Yeah, there's 4 matte shades in the palette. But they tend to be not that amazing. I don't know. I just did not get inspired with this palette. I loved the mattes. I created some pretty looks with it, but in the end, you know, like the shimmers are just really, really bad. I didn't like them. I did not like the shimmers. I think that you can totally love on this palette if you know, work at it and make the shimmers work. They will work for you, but, you know, they're not like... Let me see here. Even Too Faced. I think that the shimmers in the Too Faced palette that don't have glitter in them are much better than these from the, and I'll just do like a swatch. This one, Glitter Donut, which is funny. It's called Glitter Donut, and it's not like that glittery at all. I've got blushes on my hand. I'm just going to swatch Glitter Donut, and then I'm going to go into, let's do Peach. Yeah, let's do Peach in this palette. And like, I'm doing a pretty heavy swatch, so those are those two. This is Glitter Donut, and then this is that peach color. Now, the intensity isn't the same, and it takes a lot to build these up, so I don't know, like, as for if we're talking about just shimmers that are like light on the eyes and look really like pretty and youthful, you know, if you're going for that, I think that you'll like this palette a lot. But I don't know, I just wasn't able to get like an extreme payoff. That pink is really pretty though. Pink Lemonade, I don't mind. But yeah, I did want to mention that I didn't really enjoy that palette that much. It's not on the top spot, that is for sure. It's probably down there at like number, you know, 8 or 9. But yeah, let's get into the last product. Now I'm going to show a picture of the product right here. It is the Maybelline Brow Tattoo. Now this really got me, it got my gears. I purchased the Maybelline Brow Tattoo at my Shoppers Drug Mart when it first came out. I'm almost positive it was $18. $18. Now this is in Canadian, so all you American viewers out there, I'm sorry, this is in Canadian. But yeah, so it was $18. But I bought it anyway because I was like, this is going to be the answer to my prayers. This is going to be amazing. Now this is before I bought the Shape and Shade from MAC, which is my holy grail brow product. But yeah, this was before that. So I purchased this and I got it home and I waited. I had makeup on already, so I waited till the next day and I ripped it open out of its package and I took one swipe and I fell. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And I thought, okay, you know, maybe I got too light of a shade. I think I got the lightest shade. Yeah, I think I did get taupe. So here I am. I go back to the store, and of course Shoppers definitely like has policies about open makeup and whatnot. Sometimes it's hard to return something, so I didn't even bother returning it. I just went and bought the next one. Okay, so that's almost $40 in brow products. I get it home, I, you know, wash my face. I didn't have any makeup on because I wanted to use this brow pencil, and I put on my foundation and I take flick. No pigment. That freaking thing had no pigment in it. None. None whatsoever. That made me so mad. I can tell you right now, that made me so mad. That made me so mad. So I bought 2 of them. Both of them didn't work. When you put them on your arm as a swatch, they do show up. And what I thought, I was like, okay, maybe it's the foundation and whatnot that's on my face. So I did it on a bare face and it still didn't show up. So that pencil is getting my #1 spot this year. I don't even have it anymore because I didn't want it in my collection. I threw it out of my collection. I didn't want it anymore. But yeah, so guys, that is my, I don't know if it was 10 or not. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh, I think it was 10. So yeah, those are my apparently 10 worst things in 2018. I wish you guys an amazing 2019. I love you guys so much, and I hope we grow so much more in 2019. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. All right, I love you guys so much. Bye! Mwah! They're not cut very well at all, honestly, where there's too much space, or no, scratch that.